took a moment off camera to make sure that I had all sorts of nice crisp edges, as there were some points that I had tool deviation and whatnot, or from my initial scored line was sort of a little flap there. So spent a brief moment just cleaning that up to make sure I had a nice sharp edge. I chose one edge to be the bottom. And so, yep. And then I went ahead and got out this little tool, and it's got a little guide that's going to see the edge of your piece of leather, and it's just going to be able to follow it. And this isn't so much as a blade, it's just something that's going to give you a nice visual line to follow to lay the stitching down. You don't have to buy a nice tool like this. Rather, instead, you can have just your dividers, which is what I've used for the longest time. This will actually be the first project that I've used my own little edge guide. But what you start out doing is you find the thickness of your leather, and you set that. I like to have mine, so that's sort of the common rule of thumb. I like to go just a smidge more than that. I know that when I'm going to miter this edge down here, I'm not going to be perfect in that. And so there's going to be points that I'm going to go in further, even though I'm going to try to intend not to. So I just like to give myself a little bit of a buffer, go a tiny bit proud of that. And then you can just as easily follow a line here and you leave yourself a little score mark. Nice. So I'm going to enjoy using this new tool. Just give myself a little mark. My perfectionism wanted me to do that little extra detail there. And this one's going to come all the way to the top. Same thing over here. Try not to block the camera. Off the edge. Great. Next up, I'll be giving myself that line on the circle. Got another circle right here, so gonna stick with prepping lots of material. And then while I've got that set, I go ahead and I give myself that same line inside to use as a guide of how much I should be mitering off. So I want to stay inside this line. And I'm going to do that on the bottom for this as well. And then I do want to spend a quick moment showing you that it can be done with both tools. So I'm going to make sure I have this set. Same thickness. And so my bottom line is here. So I need to add a miter to the bottom. There we go. Now I'm going to go out and get my tools for doing some mitering. I'm making these flat pack kits available to all, so click the link below and find out how you can buy one for yourself or give it as a gift. Definitely make sure to follow along, as I've created a whole video series on step-by-step instructions on how to make these leather planter pots.